In the heart of Frankfurt, Germany, a city filled with towering buildings and the constant rush of modern life, lived a boy named Timo. He was just 10 years old, but life had already taught him the value of perseverance. Born into a struggling family, Timo's father worked long hours in a factory, and his mother cleaned houses to help put food on the table. Their tiny apartment in the old district was cramped, barely enough for Timo, his younger sister Mila, and their parents. Yet, despite their hardships, his parents made sure their children never lost hope. They believed that knowledge was the greatest wealth one could possess, and so they encouraged their children to learn, dream, and strive for a better future. Timo had always been a curious child, fascinated by stories of great inventors, explorers, and businessmen. He dreamed of doing something remarkable, something that would change not just his own life but the lives of others. However, with barely enough money for food, books were a luxury his family could not afford. One chilly autumn evening as Timo walked home from school, he noticed something glimmering under a street lamp, a discarded chocolate wrapper. He picked it up, turning it over in his hands. Just as he was about to throw it away, something inside caught his eye. A tiny folded piece of paper. Curious, he unfolded it. Printed on it was a small excerpt from a book. Knowledge is the key to unlocking one's destiny. The word struck him deeply. He didn't know which book it came from, but it felt like a hidden message meant just for him. Over the next few days, Timo found himself paying closer attention to the wrappers he saw lying around. Soon he discovered that many of them contained similar small slips of paper, each with a different quote, paragraph, or passage from a book. It didn't take long for him to piece it together. Somewhere in the city, someone was using chocolate wrappers to share bits of literature. Timo became obsessed. Every day after school he walked through different streets, picking up wrappers, hoping to find more of these hidden messages. He carefully stored them in a shoebox under his bed, arranging them by topic, motivation, knowledge, wisdom, and even stories. One day, while collecting wrappers near a park, an elderly man sitting on a bench noticed him. "Young man, what are you looking for in that trash?" he asked, raising an eyebrow. Timo hesitated but then decided to tell the truth. "I collect these wrappers. They have book pages inside. I don't know why, but I love reading them." The old man chuckled. "Ah, so you've discovered the literary chocolatier." "The what?" Timo asked, his eyes wide with curiosity. "There's an old bookstore owner named Mr. Reinhardt who does this. He believes that stories should find their readers in mysterious ways. He slips pages from damaged books into wrappers, hoping someone will find them and be inspired." Timo was amazed. He had to meet this man. That evening, Timo went in search of the bookstore. After asking around, he found it. An old shop tucked between two modern cafes. The sign above read, "Reinhardt's Books, where stories find you." Timo pushed the creaky door open, and a warm, comforting scent of old pages and ink filled his nostrils. Behind the counter sat an elderly man with glasses resting on his nose. "You must be the wrapper boy," the man said with a knowing smile. Timo's face turned red. "How did you know?" "I've heard about you from customers. They say a boy has been collecting my wrappers like treasure," Mr. Reinhardt chuckled. "So tell me, why do you love them so much?" Timo hesitated, then answered, "I can't afford books. But these pages, they give me a taste of something bigger, something magical. I feel like they are meant for me." The old man studied him for a moment, then nodded. Knowledge should never be locked away from those who seek it. He reached under the counter and pulled out a worn-out book. "This is my gift to you." Timo's hands trembled as he took the book. It was The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. "Read it well," Mr. Reinhardt said, "and never stop seeking knowledge." That night, Timo read until his eyes could no longer stay open. As the months passed, Timo's love for books only grew stronger. But something troubled him. He kept seeing people carelessly throw away wrappers in trash. Then an idea struck him. What if I collect wrappers and recycle them? I could use the money to buy more books. Excited, he told his parents about his idea. His father was skeptical but agreed to let him try. Timo started collecting wrappers from parks, streets, and even outside grocery stores. He soon realized that certain companies paid money for recycled materials. He set up a small collection system, asking shopkeepers to let him take the discarded wrappers in exchange for helping clean their storefronts. The first time he made money from selling recycled wrappers, he rushed straight to Mr. Reinhardt's bookstore and bought a second-hand dictionary. His mother smiled proudly. "You are not just collecting wrappers, Timo. You are collecting knowledge." Word spread about the boy who turned trash into books. Some people mocked him, calling him the wrapper boy, but others admired his determination. One day, a local journalist wrote an article about him titled, "The Boy Who Reads Trash." The article went viral and soon, schools and libraries invited Timo to speak about his journey. People started donating books. Business owners offered him deals to recycle their packaging. A charity organization even partnered with him, helping him create the Wrapper Boy Foundation, which donated books to underprivileged children. By the time Timo turned 18, he had built a small empire. His recycling company not only helped keep the streets clean, but also funded literacy programs across Germany. By his mid-20s, Timo was a millionaire. His company expanded internationally, setting up literacy programs in Africa, Asia, and South America. But for Timo, wealth was never the goal. His greatest achievement was seeing children, just like he once was, holding books in their hands, books that would change their lives. One day, while speaking at a school in India, a young girl approached him with tears in her eyes. "Because of you I have my first book," she whispered. Timo smiled, remembering the little boy he once was, the boy who found his first book in a chocolate wrapper. As he looked around at the children, their eyes filled with hope, he realized that he had wrapped his dreams in success. And he had only just begun. Thank you for staying tuned. Take care and learn and enjoy more at our channel.